The men's 4x400 relay, the last event on the track, and as we predicted, the team title coming down to this final race. Florida dominant in this race. Collegiate and meet record holders. Arkansas has the best time in the country this year, but this meet tends to bring out the best in all the teams that are running it, especially if they're in contention. Alabama, the Crimson Tide, has run 2:59.06. This year they'll be in lane 5. There is their lineup. 3 seniors and a freshman. That freshman, pretty good. Scored high in the 400.
Yes, he did. Second place with a personal best of 44.52. They've also got Chris Robinson running that first leg, who came second in the 400 hurdles. And on the anchor, that Caleb McRae. He didn't make the final in the 400, so he might be running with the point to prove. But I believe if Alabama wins this bad boy in here, there's a chance they put themselves in position to win.
Well, and that's the thing. Any of these teams that have 42 or 45 points, if they outright win the 4x400 meter relay, they would get 10 and they would pass. They would be able to pass Auburn. But there you see Florida. They're going with Raheem Hales, Javon Powell, Rios Prude, and then Genoa McKeever. And this is a lighter lineup for Florida. They would love to have run Wanye McCoy in there, and certainly maybe even Robert Gregory. But both of those guys just didn't look quite right after the 200 meters. So this is going to be a tough go for the Florida Gators in lane 7. And here we see USC. Look at that lineup. William Jones, that's last year's Pac-12 champion. He, in the 400 meters, he's had some injury trouble, but he's coming in healthy here. Gave him a big boost in the semifinals the other day. Jacob Andrews, Darius Rainey, and then Johnny Blockberger, finishing 4th in the 400 meters. He'll anchor it for the Trojans.
And let's not forget, the Trojans gave 2 points back on a DQ in the 4x100 relay. If they win this thing and add 2 more, what might have happened? There are the lane assignments. There are the 9 teams in the final. Arkansas not in the teen hunt once again this year.
But they can be spoilers. They can win this thing and make it really super interesting from a point standpoint. But Arkansas, they ran themselves into an SEC title. And I talked to Coach Buck and Doug Case today, and I said, I've never seen you guys so excited. You guys always have won a lot of SEC championships, but winning that SEC title in the manner that they did in the 4x4 was absolutely amazing. And we'll see Lance Lang in the 4x400
Swiss Army sprinter.
For Arkansas.
Tom Lewis and Rich Benoit have their slide rules out to figure out exactly how this is going to shake out once we see. Of course, anything can happen. You got lane violations, you got drop batons, you got passing out of the zone. Tons of stuff can happen in this final event. We love it when the national title comes down to this final race. From the inside, Arizona State, Tennessee, Texas. Then Southern Cal, Alabama, Texas A&M on the outside, Florida, Arkansas, LSU. They stay in the lanes through the entire first leg, pass the baton, outgoing runner goes through the first turn, then breaks for the pole on the back stretch.
Well, a good run out there from Texas A&M. That's Javon O'Brien. Texas A&M always fields a fantastic team. Even when they don't get a lot of qualifiers into a big meet, they manage to run fast each and every year. Texas A&M going well, and then right behind them, Chris Robinson. He's got to make a move here if he wants to get Alabama clear.
Robinson, the runner-up in the 400 hurdles with a near lifetime best. Very close between Alabama and Florida for who passed first. Now they've got to stay in their lanes and stay off that line. That's where violations happen. Tennessee is moving with Christian Parker on the inside. He is going to be out hard for the first 200 and probably paying a big price. Matthew Weaver for Alabama has them second at this point at the 200-meter mark.
Okay, keep an eye on the gentleman with the red bottoms and the white top. That's Lance Lang from Arkansas. He's running the second leg. The Swiss Army sprinter for the Arkansas Razorbacks is trying to get them back in here, and that's Javon Powell, who had such a great finish in the open 400 meters, bringing it through for the Florida Gators and beginning to separate. But here comes Lance Lang creeping up on Zamzow.
Gators pass first with room to spare. That is Rios Prude for them on the third carry. 44.6 for Javon Powell to put the Gators in front.
Dan, I don't think I've ever seen a guy running lane 3 on the curve like Lance Lang just did to get his Arkansas team in position.
Well, a tough call here for the freshman on the third leg for the Florida Gators. A lot on the line.
Texas A&M making a move to get closer to the Gators. Arkansas is also there with Stephen McElroy for the Razorbacks. Florida still in the lead, but here comes A&M. close on this pass. Gators pass first, a very good pass for them between Prude and Genoa McKeever. And A&M is right there with Ahmad Robinson running the anchor for them, and for Arkansas, it's James Benson Jr.
And Ahmad Robinson, he is a rundown specialist. If he gets this thing close coming into the final 100 meters, watch his head start to bobbing, and he's going to try to push his way past the Florida runner.
A&M is not in the team hunt, but they can certainly make things interesting with the math. Ahmad Robinson getting positioned to make a move on the junior from Florida, Genoa McKeever, and the crowd loves it. The Aggies. And here comes Arkansas. This could be huge. These 2 points could make a big difference. It's A&M, Arkansas, Florida. So Florida with 6 points. But they were ahead of Alabama and USC. If there's no DQs, that means they win by 1 point over Auburn with 41 points.
And look at that time, 2:58.82 for the Razorbacks. 43-2 for Ahmad Robinson. He just dropped a huge one.
43-2 for Arkansas's anchor James Benson II, one of the fastest relay carries in history. And A&M, 200s behind that at 43-2. Unbelievable, but not, because that's what happens in the final event at the NCAA championships when the team title is on the line. Florida is celebrating. We've got to make certain that there is no yellow flag anywhere, no possible protest. Let's take a look back. Here is the first exchange.
Okay, first exchange, TJ Tomljanovic for Arkansas to Lance Lane. Good exchanges all the way around here. Here's where things were getting a little bit dicey. There you see Tennessee on the inside, Florida in that second position. It's tough when you're in that third or second position. You have to wait for your runner to come in here. Nobody went down, just a little bit of stumbles there. That's pretty good for a second exchange. But there we get a chance to see Stephen McElroy of Arkansas pass in third position to James Benson II. But here's Ahmad Robinson. Take it away, Robert. What do you got?
Yes, Ahmad Robinson. There's certain guys that just run better with the baton in their hand. Think of Darrell Williamson back at Baylor. Look at him. The form ain't great. The head is bobbing, but his determination is there. And Ahmad Robinson takes A&M to a championship in the 4x400 meter relay, and they get to play spoiler from these other teams.
I got to tell you, the only thing I saw was maybe some interference by the Florida second runner after he passed the baton. Alabama had to kind of maneuver around him. He was standing there in the middle of the track where he doesn't belong. Other than that, that's all I saw. Whew. Yes, it was the second exchange on the replay. A&M wins it with 2:58.37. Arkansas second, Florida third. It is confirmed. No protest, no yellow flag. Florida, with that third place finish, beats Auburn by 1 point as a result of that third place finish in the 4x400 relay.